All right, it's time for another acrylic painting. Yep, this one turned out pretty good. I am quite proud of this one, I must say. I hope you enjoy. This video is not targeted at, aimed to, or made for children in any way. This video also does not contain any children, and this video may contain adult language. All right, for it. Everyone joining for the premiere, thanks for coming over early and hanging out with me so we can chat as we watch this. And for you that are watching the replay, I thank you also for taking the time to come over and watch me do some of my silly little creations. But either way, whether you're here with me live now watching or you're watching the replay, I definitely appreciate you taking the time. All right, I did lay this sky in. Later on, I didn't like it, so I painted over it and I redid it. But this is going to be a barn. Not just any old barn, but, well, you shall see. I'm using a palette knife. Now, I usually don't do that. I usually use brushes and stuff, but again, still learning. So I figured, let me see how this stuff works. Not too bad. I think I'm going to incorporate it in further future projects, I should say, and see how it turns out. But yeah, gave it a shot. Used it a couple different times, a couple different ways during this video. So yeah, it was kind of fun and interesting. Now these things are always funny to me, even watching them myself. It's so weird because they look so, I don't know, fundamental, juvenile. In the beginning when you're just blocking things in, it's like, wow. And then after you see it all finished, it's like, man, it's kind of crazy how it comes from this to what it turns out to be. But yeah, this one was fun. Had a lot of fun with this one. Yeah, just blocking in different things, different trees, different tree lines, the barn, different areas of the field and the grass, and different types of grass, just blocking everything out so I know generally where I'm going to be going, what's going to be where. And again, with paints, it's pretty cool because you can move it and change it as you go. With the colored pencils, when I do them, yeah. And once it's down, it's down. You're either scrapping it and starting over, or you're going to have to be happy with it. Paint, pretty forgiving. Well, if you haven't noticed, this is an old dilapidated barn, neglected in a field. And so trying to convey that with the different weathered boards on the barn, missing boards, missing parts of roof, some trusses and stuff that are exposed and broken and hanging, and yeah, it's pretty fun. Trying different techniques, different colors to make these old boards look weathered in different ways, different manner, not just so they're all the same. It was pretty fun. I enjoyed this one, and in the end, it did come out pretty good. This was one thing I was trying to figure out how to do, and I think I captured it. How to see inside where the wall's missing to make it look like it's, you know, the depth and the dimension and the direction of everything. So it has that depth, and you're seeing inside the barn and things going in different directions. So I think I got it pretty good. but it was fun trying to figure things out. And then little simple things like just putting a little bit of a dark brown or something under an eave just to make it pop out and make the boards sink back in. And yeah, just basic techniques for some of that stuff. But this one I really worked at after that last fiasco I made. I felt I had to redeem myself. So this one I really took the time and put the effort in. And there we go, the new sky is in. I forget when I went over it and actually replaced the sky, but this is the new sky. This is the one that's going to stay. Yeah, the other one I just wasn't too pleased with. Now here I'm doing the trees in the background. Farthest ones away. And these are reds, oranges, and yellows. And they're back in the distance there. They have some greener ones in the front. Working on the field. Different kinds of grasses or whatever, I guess you would say. Different yellows and browns. Trying to show some different shadows and layers and depth, so it actually looks like those trees are back there a bit. I figured out on both sides. And as you notice, I have, well, you can see what I'm going to play into anyway, but, you know, different, like I said, like a deader grass, like a brownish with shadows, and then the yellower, and then the green are different greens for grasses. Now this is going to be, I'm working on a little bush that's kind of like a weedy bush type thing right at the corner of the barn. Most of it's going to get covered back up because we are going to have vines and stuff. Because, you know, when these old barns, old buildings get like this, nature does have a tendency to take back over. So I will be doing that here in a little bit. Now we're just working things up into the foreground, into your face. Yes, I know it looks pretty horrible right now, but yeah, it will change. This is still that rudimentary look for some things. And we're going to go in and try to start putting in some vines and things and highlighting some of the wood and the boards. But yeah, now we're gonna go in and start working them vines in. They're gonna take over the side of this barn. Go up all into the eaves. A couple of them are gonna poke over the roof line. There we go. Now we're putting some of the greenery on there. Over here I said, how about some reddish vines over on this side? Climbing up, kind of under the eave there, hanging down, going up over into that little hole in the roof. More vines, more greenery on the vines. And here I'm going to have one kind of like growing up and then going into the barn, grabbing a hold of some boards here and there. Back over to this one on the corner. It's a big weedy looking, nasty, overgrown thing. Popping some highlights on the vines, the leaves of the vine. The other thing I have to get used to too is when you put these acrylic paints on, when they're wet, they dry very differently. So you kind of have to anticipate what it's going to look like. And it's a thing that I'm getting used to. And here we're going to put a little tree, like a little sapling thing. Just started to grow. Not real big, but it's a little spindly thing. And it's starting to grow. I'll pop some leaves on and then I'll throw in some little trunks and branches in afterwards. But while I got the green, let's go ahead and pop some highlights and there's some different layers and depth in this grass. There, see, now it's starting to look like something. Not so rudimentary and fundamental. And in the foreground, yeah. Long wispy stuff with the little seed pods on it and crap. Now it's time to put a big tree right there on the back corner, right behind the barn. Just one more layer of depth from those red and yellowy trees in the background, and then the green tree in front of it. And we had this little sapling right beside the barn. Now we're just gonna throw a tree right there, right up against the barn. Kind of tells a story, kind of dates it. Lets you know how long that the barn's been sitting. You can kind of tell by the holes in the roof and the panels and boards that are missing. But when you look at some of these vines and some of the greenery and weeds and everything, that kind of puts a time stamp on it. Plus, this tree was pretty fun to do. I wanted to try it, see if I could make it look the way I wanted to. It took a bit, but I think I figured it out. I think I got it down. I wanted to leave those breaks so you could see the sky poking through. Leave some little clumps of leaves, kind of look like they're just dangling out in space. Because the branches are so thin, you really can't see them. And I hope I conveyed it the way I wanted to. I think it turned out pretty good. Again, not to blow sunshine up my own ass or anything, but quite proud of this one. I think it came out pretty good. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this as much as I enjoyed doing it. And again, the folks that came over here for the premiere with me to hang out, I appreciate it. I hope you had fun. I had fun chatting with y'all. And for the ones that are watching the replay, hey, watch out for the next one. Come join us next time. Thanks. This is Blind Views, and that's the way I see it.
What we do here is go back.